What's going on, people? Welcome back to Curtis Shaw TV, back with another live stream today. Finally, it's match day, man. This has been the longest international break ever. And finally, Arsenal are back in action. We've had to sit there patiently, watch everyone else play over the weekend. And finally, Arsenal are back. Monday night football, Arsenal against Crystal Palace. I'll be doing a watch-along from this evening. 7:20 we'll go live for an 8 o'clock kickoff, so make sure you join me for that. Just a quick update today. We'll be looking at the latest goings off with Arsenal and a little bit of transfer news, bit of team news, and also we'll be talking about Guendouzi again, as he's doing very well at the moment and he put in a brilliant performance last night. Big up to everyone for tuning in. I had a bit of a quiet weekend, took Saturday and Sunday off. And, big up to everyone who sent a nice well wish or congratulations for the awards. It was, brilliant week last week. And that's it. Onwards and upwards, people. Let's see if we can win again next year. But as I said before, thank you to everybody who voted or who supported. I think they told us at the awards that 50% of the vote was down to the public and 50% was down to the judges. So, your votes were very important. So thank you once again. I will be doing a giveaway on Friday during the game against Aston Villa. So during the watch along, probably at halftime, we'll do a giveaway. I'll think of how to do it. Maybe a question or something. First on the buzzer, something like that. Just as a little thank you back to the community for all the support. So, yeah, there we go on that one, people. Listen, big up to, I see someone just put it. I want to say a big congratulations to my boy Expressions, who has signed up with Barstool Sports. I'm not sure if he's moving to America or he's working for them while he's still in the UK. What I was hearing was he was going to work with them over here, but I could be wrong. I haven't spoken to him directly yet about that. But congrats to him. Good guy, very supportive he's been towards me on my channel. He was at the awards with us last week. And I have to say, one of the most entertaining people on YouTube and brilliant entertainer. He's probably the only Arsenal, Tottenham, fan that I actually really, really like, along with Toby as well. I haven't got too many Tottenham friends, to be honest. But big well done to Expressions, getting signed up to Barstool, onwards and upwards, man. And great to see the community moving forward. So well done to him and big up to X. People, let's have a look at Arsenal. Transfer news is out as usual. And we're being linked with Luka Jovic from Real Madrid now. It looks as if Alexander Lacazette is on his way out. He's definitely going to leave, I think, this summer. And Arsenal are looking at potential replacements already. Now, Luka Jovic is definitely somebody that I've heard mentioned a number of times. Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta has settled on Real Madrid striker Luka Jovic as the man he wants to replace Alexander Lacazette next season. He's somebody that we've been linked with in the past. Luka Jovic. It's amazing to think that he cost £50 million when Real Madrid signed him from Germany. They signed him from Eintracht Frankfurt. He's 23 years of age at the moment, turns 24 in December. He's currently playing for Real Madrid. He's on the bench. Obviously, Karim Benzema has been in incredible form this season, one of the best strikers in the world. And Jovic is very much the backup for him, comes on when he gets a little bit tired under Carlo Ancelotti. I saw Gunedouzi said he's a game changer, so he's a big fan of him. Yes, sir, said we need Osimhen, Bunya, Jovic. Listen, I would prefer Osimhen. I think that the thing is, Osimhen costs 60 million. He's doing well. Napoli would want 70, 80 million for him. Jovic is out of form and apparently is available for around £25 million. So I think that's why Arsenal are looking at it. Craig said Jovic is a no for me. Levan said, I know I've said it before, but Curtis, can I just say once again, congratulations on the award. Well deserved. Big up. Thank you very much, bro. Oz said, is he the fitting replacement? I have to admit, when I've seen him, he doesn't wow me. I liked him at Eintracht Frankfurt. He looked good there. Has he just struggled? You know, a lot of players have been to Real Madrid and struggled. It doesn't mean they're write-offs. You know, I remember, Robben and Schneider and players like that. I'm just not totally convinced by this guy. I've got to be honest. Now, I can see why it appeals to Arsenal because it's cheap. And we know Arsenal love cheap. Cheap appeals to Arsenal, I'm afraid. Has he got potential? Yeah, I would say he has got potential. Is he the answer right now? I'm not sure he is. Now, 25 million, 23 years of age at Real Madrid, you can see why it appeals to Mikel Arteta and Arsenal. It's the kind of deal that they will love. Now, his biggest goal-scoring season was at Eintracht Frankfurt in 2018-2019. Is 17 goals in 32 games plus 5 assists. He also did incredible in the Europa League, scoring 10 goals in 14 games. So that season earned him a £50 million move to Real Madrid. In 2019-20, only 17 appearances, most of them off the bench, 2 goals. He then spent the first half of last season at Madrid, 4 appearances with no goals. He went on loan to Eintracht Frankfurt, and he only scored 4 goals in 18 games. So he's certainly not what you would call in form. That is for certain. He is definitely not in form and hasn't been in form for a while. Jameson said, I don't like Jovic. Fits the young profile, said Josh, and I can see him. He definitely fits with what Mikel Arteta is looking for. Me personally, I would like to see us go for other options. I just think Arsenal will like it because he's 23. He's got potential. Apparently, Real Madrid only asking for £25 million for him. But he's been out of form for a while. Marvu said Jovic was balling at Frankfurt. He was definitely on the first spell, but hasn't been balling for a while. That is the problem. Is he just out of form, or is he that player anymore? Curtis, this Sunday, it's Marseille v PSG. Do a watch along so we can watch Guendouzi and Saliba play against Messi, Neymar and Mbappe. More than likely, I will, my friend. More than likely. Looking forward to that game. Big up Daniel Bailey. Hope you're well, my friend. He said, afternoon, Curtis. Congratulations on the award. Thank you very much, bro. Hope everything is going well with your channel, and I appreciate your super chat and your support, my friend. Alan said he might be hungry, Curtis. Sometimes that makes the difference, yeah? Like I said, not everybody that goes to Real Madrid and is unsuccessful is necessarily a write-off. What I would say is I'm looking at a few things. Number one, his highest ever goal-scoring season is 17 in terms of league goals. Number two, he's been out of form for 2 seasons. That worries me a little bit. It's not like there's been an injury. It's not like, it's not like he's just been stuck at Real Madrid. He went back to Eintracht Frankfurt on loan and still only managed to get 4 goals. Even for Serbia, in his last 10 caps for Serbia, he's only scored 2 goals. So I would say, for me, this one would not be top of the list for me. I think Arsenal can look at better options than this. Even Calvert-Lewin is not a massive goal scorer, but I think he has various other qualities that would make him appeal to me more. I've said many times I like Osimhen, but as I've said over and over again, people, sometimes if you cannot find the answer outside of the football club, you have to look for it from within. I still believe there is a potential striker in Gabriel Martinelli. I genuinely do. I'm not saying he's the answer, but I think he should be given the opportunity. Matteo Guendouzi said, how you like me now? Hey, we're going to be speaking about Guendouzi shortly. And to be fair, I have to say, I was always quite defensive of Guendouzi, but we will speak about that. Big up my bro, Fran, in the chat. Happy Monday, people. Let's go. Let's get it, people. Onwards and upwards throughout the week. Let the people them know if you are streaming today, Fran, and I will promote that. Hope you're well, bruv. And Fran also said, not feeling this signing at all. It's one of them signings that Arsenal will dress it up and make it sound like it's a great signing. Oh, he's 23, he's an international, he's been at Real Madrid, he cost 50 million. Yeah, but on the flip side, been out of form for 2 seasons, hasn't done anything for club and country for over 2 years, So sometimes you got to look at it. Some people are looking at it saying, well, okay, maybe he's just had a bad 2 years, but maybe that good year was a bit of a one-off. Remember Papi Cisse, Newcastle days, that first season, everything he hit went in. He scored goal of the season, everything. After that, nobody saw him after that, and he disappeared very quickly. So for me, I'm not on it, to be honest. It definitely isn't the one I would look for. Tyler said, keyword here is was. We need to do better. He's not for the Prem, to be honest. Good player, but to be honest, he's not an upgrade. Yeah, he doesn't feel like an upgrade when you see those numbers. Big up I Just Work here with the super chat. Said he'll clash with Arteta. He's a definite troublemaker. Might as well use Martinelli. Congrats, by the way, on the award. Much deserved. Thank you very much for the congratulations. And as I just wanted to reiterate before, this is a community victory. It's a victory for all of us. I read all your comments. I recognize 99% of the names in the chat. And I'd like to believe this is for all of us. You know, you're all a part of it. So as I said, we'll do a giveaway on Friday during the Aston Villa v Arsenal watch-along, just as a little thank you to give something back to the community. And a lot of people saying that he is a bit of a troublemaker. I don't know too much about his personality or his problems off the pitch. Osakan said Vlahovic is a possibility. He is. The only problem for me, I've heard Atletico Madrid and Juventus very interested in him. Unless we are back in Europe next year, it'll be very difficult to get him. Tommy99 said Arsenal keep trying to find a new Henry, trying to pluck a diamond from the rough. It's interesting, isn't it? You know, there aren't too many Thierry Henrys, that's for sure. Gab the Shinobi said, am I the only one who for some reason thinks I'm Jamaican just by watching Curtis and Troops? Yo, go get yourself some jerk chicken, put some Bob Marley on and just relax, you know. It's just the feeling, you know. Zach said Vlahovic, 21 in 38 baller. Now, Vlahovic you're speaking my language with him. That is somebody I would definitely look at. Just as I say, I think he'll be difficult to get. DV said Dominic Calvert-Lewin would be my preferred striker going forward. I'm a big fan of Calvert-Lewin. I have to admit, I think he gets better every season. And he's so good in the air, so dominant. And, you know, I think with all those crosses we put in, he would be really good. Osimhen, for me, I just don't think Arsenal can get him because the chairman of Napoli is notoriously difficult. And they paid £60 million for him. He's doing well there. So you're going to have to pay 70, 80, maybe 90 million for him. Arsenal are just not going to pay that. And the Napoli chairman doesn't, you know, he's not going to accept our buy now, pay later layaway business. He's going to want 70, 80% of that deal up front. So I think that'll be difficult. Jurgen Klopp said Martinelli will thrive in the Klopp system. I agree. I think he would. High press, high energy, win the ball back. And I think Arsenal... I just hope we don't let Martinelli become another Gnabry where he ends up at a Bayern Munich, a Liverpool, a top club, and we're going, how did we not use that guy? And look at the level of talent the guy's got. Osakan said Vlahovic or Dominic Calvert-Lewin cost about the same. I mean, Vlahovic's goal record probably would put me in favour of him. Swole said, yes, it's a community, but you need to take credit, Curtis. You're a great communicator. Listen. We split it. We win it together, people. You know, the energy is fed both ways. So it's all of us. Big up. Make sure you smash the like on the video, people. Just a little light conversation, a bit of build-up going into the game for this evening. Don't forget, join me at 7:20 this evening. Big game for Arsenal. Big game. Arsenal against Crystal Palace. Patrick Vieira derby. And a very, very big game. Before we get into the Palace and Arsenal game, though, some people get annoyed when I talk about this guy, but I'm going to talk about Matteo Guendouzi now. For anybody that watched or saw any of the highlights of yesterday, Guendouzi played against Lorient, who is the club that Arsenal signed him from. Lorient were in the second division when we initially signed him. They're now up in the top division. And Guendouzi put in a fantastic performance yesterday. Now, I know it's not nice to talk about him. We don't expect to ever see him play for Arsenal again. But this cannot be ignored, and it does have to be a discussion. Now, Marseille won the game 4-1 yesterday. Guendouzi was given man of the match, and Guendouzi scored 2 goals and got an assist. This is on the back of back-to-back international call-ups with the French national team. Guendouzi is really, really thriving at the moment at Marseille. If Marseille win their game in hand, they go up to second in the table. And of course, next Sunday or this Sunday, they play against PSG at home. He is thriving. And we have to ask the question, was he the problem? Was Arteta the problem? Was it a combination of the two? Did he just need to go to another club with a different environment? I mean, Guendouzi's got 3 goals, 2 assists in 9 games. This is a guy that doesn't even really score goals like that. I mean, I've seen reports coming out of France this morning saying it was a masterclass. Pure maturity in midfield, saying he showed everything. He won the ball back. He scored. He got on the ball and passed. He was energetic. You have to look at a number of things. And the things I have to look at is, number one, and I say this all the time, number one, why did we let him go when we clearly had an issue in midfield this summer? That's one thing. Number two, if there was an issue with his personality or his attitude, why could the manager not harness that and use that in the right way? We've said it many times. We heard Arsene Wenger, he's spoken about Nicolas Anelka was a bit of a difficult character at times. Sanchez, Wayne Rooney at Manchester United. Often when players are young, they get money very quick. They get, pushed into the limelight. Their head can be a bit all over the place, a little bit of immaturity and so on and so forth. Is there an issue with Mikel Arteta's management skills of players? Managing people, for me, is the biggest skill that you can probably have in football management. In fact, in any management, any business, anything like that, management of people. You can be a great coach. I've seen coaches. I've been to coaching courses where, some guys doing FA level 1 or FA level 2 and UEFA B, whatever they're doing, and they've got all the lingo. They're that busy coach. They've got the shorts. They've got the notepad and the pen and the whistle. They can do all that, but they can't manage people. And that is the reason that people like Sir Alex Ferguson are rated as the greatest in the Prem. Mourinho, Wenger, managing people. How is it that not only have we not used him, that we've sold him for absolute peanuts? He's gone for £10 million. Now, when you put it into context, people, Guendouzi is 22 years of age. He is a French international now. He's been picked for the last 2 French squads. He should be costing 30 million with that pedigree, the age, the profile, the potential. We've sold him for £10 million. Why didn't he put his arm around him and try and work with him? Even if he wasn't going to work with him, why not extend the contract, get him out on loan? Then if clubs want him, you can sell him at a higher price. We loaned out a player with a year left on his contract. There was no chance of earning money out of that deal. Could we not have got that deal up to 2 or 3 years, got him out on loan? If he'd have put his arm around him and said, listen, Matteo, I think you're a very talented player. I think you need to sort out your attitude. Like people are saying, he's just become a father. Now, that matures you more than anything else in life. Let me tell you, as a father myself, when you have a kid, you have to grow up. You have to. You have no choice. They could have said, listen, you still might have a future at the club. We want to give you a new 3-year contract. We'll loan you out to Marseille. If you do well and they want you, we get a better price for you. You get a bigger wage. Everyone wins. Or you come back to Arsenal as a more mature player and you get back involved at Arsenal. Could they not have done something like that? But they haven't. Like you said, Fran, initials on the training kit. We've all seen that busy coach who probably watches football on YouTube every night, but he doesn't know anything about managing people. And this is how I see Mikel Arteta at times. This, for me, is going to bite Arsenal on the backside because he's going to thrive, go from strength to strength in that French squad. He looks like Marseille is a perfect fit for him, passionate fan base. He was very passionate at Arsenal, and he's going from strength to strength. And I have to admit, as an Arsenal fan, this one is, I'm starting to feel like we've made a mistake. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm starting to feel like we have made a mistake. he is starting to produce on a consistent basis. And like I said, he's a French international. If Arsenal had sold him for 25, 30 million, I would have accepted it. But £10 million. There's players in the Championship moving clubs for more than £10 million. So it's a tough one for Arsenal. It's going to be difficult. A few people in the chat saying that there's still an opportunity for him to come back. What I'm reading is that the clauses in the contract that if they're met mean they automatically have to buy him on a permanent. And apparently they're very easy to meet. So if he's consistently playing, these clauses will be met and there will be no opportunity for Guendouzi to come back to the club unless Marseille were to walk away. Why would Marseille not sign him for 10 million? So I think this one, I don't think you will ever see Guendouzi play for Arsenal. I Just Work Here said Sampaoli is at Marseille and he's a live wire of a manager. He can handle someone like Guendouzi. Arteta equals a diva and now he's clashing with Martinelli. And you have to ask this question, don't you? And it's, I didn't necessarily bring this up today just to speak about Guendouzi. It was, why... He said many times, Mikel Arteta, that he wants to use younger players. I'm going to put slow mode on, by the way, because we've got loads of comments, over 1,000 in the chat. So big up to everyone. But when you look at some of the young players, Saliba, Guendouzi, Martinelli, I think most people would say they were three of the best young players at Arsenal Football Club, along with the emergence of Smith Rowe and Saka. So you then have to ask yourself, why are those three players not being used? What is different about Martinelli, Guendouzi and Saliba than Saka and Smith Rowe? Is it the behaviour? Is it because those two are English and they're a bit more, well-behaved? And these guys have got a little bit more of a chip on their shoulder. They're willing to answer back to Mikel Arteta a little bit more. I could see Martinelli leaving Arsenal and going to a Liverpool, to a Real Madrid, to a Dortmund, where they sign a lot of young players and looking like an absolute star. I'm telling you now, he could look like an absolute star elsewhere. And we'll be asking the question again, why has Gabriel Martinelli not been given the opportunity at this football club? Big up Karanki with the super chat. Thank you very much. Really appreciate that. Jonathan said, Curtis, Guendouzi already worn the captain's armband for Marseille. Have you ever seen a lone player, 23 years, he's 22 actually, turns 23 in April, a captain a club? No. How often does a lone player go to a club and wear the armband? Fran said, Saka and ESR are the nice kids who shut up and listen. And I tend to agree with that. I really do. You can see with Saliba, he spoke out against the manager on social media. Guendouzi has had a go at this manager or said things that have kind of fired shots at the manager. Martinelli's agent is already publicly speaking, saying he's not happy. So they clearly have got that little bit more, they came from different environments. They're not just going to sit there like the good kids and be quiet. They're going to answer back. And the kid who answers back to the teacher in the school tends to find himself in a little bit of trouble. But if you're right, you got to stand behind that. So listen, I've got concerns. Guendouzi, for me, if he was at Arsenal right now, would probably be starting centre midfield. More experience than Lokonga, better than Elneny, better than Xhaka, lots of potential, French international. His price would be skyrocketing. But because he had a bit of an attitude and the manager wasn't willing to put his arm around him and work with it, we're letting him go for peanuts. Now, if Saliba continues to enjoy himself, he played again yesterday, 90 minutes, another good performance. They play PSG next week. 2 years left on his contract. He might sit there and say, actually, I don't want to come back. Marseille fans love him. Marseille players love him. Payet's doing interviews saying, I can't understand why Saliba's not in the Arsenal team. Not the squad, in the team. They're in Europe. He's with Guendouzi. Why would Saliba want to come back to Arsenal, I think Arsenal have got to be very, very careful. Saliba was called the Mbappe of centre-backs, the new Varane, So it's a worry for me. And Martinelli, again, another player that I think we need to be really careful with. Why is it that the likes of Eddie and Nketiah have had so much game time last season, yet Martinelli, doesn't? I don't understand that. English media control Arteta's selection, he says. Sib. Klopp is waiting for Martinelli thanks to Arteta. I listen, like I said, I could see him playing for Liverpool all day long. All day long. More than good enough. And that high press suits his game perfectly as well. Sile said there was a point when I believe Martinelli would be the Aubameyang successor. Yeah, I saw that. I thought he could have been the striker. Daniel Chambers, thank you for the super chat, said Big C. Ronaldinho said Martinelli reminds him of R9. I mean, listen, he's not R9, but listen, maybe you can see similarities in the play. I don't think he'll reach that level, but even half, even a quarter of that level means you become a superstar, you know? Jonathan Antwi said, unpopular opinion, the three foreign players being excluded by Arsenal right now all have higher ceilings than Saka, ESR and Ben White. There's definitely a debate. There is definitely a debate. I would say that for certain. I've said many times, I like Ben White, but is he 50 million better than William Saliba? I would say no. So in that case, we could have maybe spent that 50 million on a centre midfielder or a striker and kept William Saliba. Guendouzi has certainly got massive potential. The fact he's a French international, France are probably the best team in the world, being that they are the world champions, Nations League champions. His price, his stock will go through the roof. Martinelli, once he gets in that Brazil squad, sky is the limit as well. There's definitely a debate to be had there. Big up Jitesh said, yo, big up C, congrats on the award, bro. You deserve it. Thank you very much, bro. Not without the community, of course, as I say all the time. But yeah, Guendouzi thriving. What do you think, people? Do you think we made a mistake allowing him to go and putting a clause into that contract to allow them to sign him for 10 million? Should we have extended his contract to protect ourselves? Or do you think, look, Mikel Arteta was a new manager. He needed a group of players that were going to listen to him and do what he wanted. And is it Guendouzi's fault for not, behaving in the way that the manager wants? Let me know. I tend to think that we should have been a bit more patient, put our arm around him, show your man management skills. I think we can all see there's a talented player there. And unfortunately, this could be Serge Gnabry Part 2, in my opinion. Big up Yash. Get your comments in, people. Said, hey, Curtis, congrats on the award. Thank you very much, bro. If you could take one player from each of the bottom 10 to Arsenal, who would you pick? I mean, do you know what? I haven't got the table up at the moment. I think Villa in the bottom 10. I'd probably take Leon Bailey from them. Maybe John McGinn. Southampton, I mean, who would you even take? Maybe a Ward-Prowse. Watford, I like that. Saar. Leeds, Rafinha. But I can't remember who else in the bottom half, I think Leicester in the bottom half as well. I think Leicester. I'd like Tillemans from Leicester. So I forget the other ones, honestly. Apologies. Big up to Jasmeet said Martinez. Yeah, another mistake we made there. Otsal said Aaron's from Norwich. Yeah, I like Aaron's. We probably wouldn't go for a right back now with Tomiyasu. Alpha Vision said, Curtis, we could have played Patino against Wimbledon in the League Cup, but Arteta decided to play Elneny. There you go. Opportunity to play the youngster he couldn't stop talking about. But crazy. ANF said, I'd love Phillips from Leeds. I like Phillips, but I'd find it hard to not take Rafinha after what I've been seeing lately. He looks like a baller. Raul said, what did Granit Xhaka do different from Guendouzi, but double standards from Arteta? One gets a pat on the back, the other is exiled. Guendouzi is rated by Deschamps. That speaks enough. And listen, I agree with that because Granit Xhaka stuck his finger up at the fans, threw the armband on the floor, wanted to go to Hertha Berlin, and he convinced him to stay. He's been sent off. How many times has he let us down, getting sent off, booked, making mistakes? He spends all summer at the Euros flirting with Mourinho, talking about Rome. And because nobody wants him at the price we want, we give him a 4-year deal and play him every week. So you have to say, well, okay, Guendouzi had issues, but what he was doing seems no worse than what Granit Xhaka did. In fact, I'd say what Granit Xhaka did was far worse. Jahai said Deschamps has great man management and he's a winner. He can obviously see something in him. to get him in that French squad. And look, they're the world champions. Mistake was selling to the Kroenkes, 100%. Kingsley said, congrats on the award, Curtis. Thank you very much, bro. I feel like Saliba will play for Arsenal. Guendouzi's kind of like 50-50, and Mavropanos is gone, but I would rather have him and sell Chambers. Again, Mavropanos went to Germany last season, did really well. We loan him out, and he's got a £3.5 million buyout clause. And like you said, I would say he's better than Chambers. Big C, who is the best player in the Prem right now? I don't think there's any debate. It's the Egyptian king. It is Mo Salah. He is tearing the Prem to shreds right now. He is on a whole... Listen, he was a great player anyway. And I've said many times, listen, people may not agree with this comment. I don't think he gets the credit he deserves because of the country that he's from. And I stand by that comment, right? If he played for a major country in Europe, he would be celebrated through the roof. You know, he plays for Egypt, in Africa. You know, if he played for France, Spain, Italy, England, or even a South American country like Brazil, there would be no question. I genuinely believe that sometimes the nation you play for, they shape that against how highly they rate you. But Mo Salah is on a different planet. He's gone to a whole new level this season. He was brilliant anyway, but he's incredible at the moment. He's just running rings around people. Mamadou said, thank you, Big C. They don't respect the motherland. Listen, I don't like to get too political on things like this, but I genuinely believe that. So I have to speak my truth, man. Imagine if Salah was playing for France. I mean, you would see him every time you turn the TV on, but he plays for Egypt. It's not as fashionable in football. It's an African country, you know. So he doesn't quite get the same ratings, in my opinion. But for me, an absolutely incredible player. You know, to score that many goals season after season on the wing, I think he's actually changed football for wingers now. You know, you look at back in the day, you know, your Beckhams, your wingers like that, Robert Pires. Those guys would get 3-4 goals a season, but still be rated world class, which was fine back then because everyone played 4-4-2. Your two strikers were expected to score 20 apiece. But now Salah's got wingers scoring 25, 30 a season, you know, like Ronaldo and Messi were. So, yeah, he's an incredible player. But I do think he's underrated. I really do. I still don't think he gets the ratings he deserves. He's had to go to a whole new level for people to actually say, okay, we'll give him the credit he deserves, you know. He's been performing for years. He is the new benchmark for a winger. Left footer on the right. Cuts inside, 20, 30 goals a season. Incredible player. And his goal at the weekend was just a joke. It really was a joke. He's taking the mick. He's basically the Egyptian Messi at the moment. He really is. Right, people. Arsenal. We'll probably do a quick roundup at the end of what happened over the weekend in the Premier League. But let's look ahead to Arsenal. Arsenal against Crystal Palace tonight. Now, I've got to be honest. You know, about a week ago, 2 weeks ago, when the international break finished. In fact, yeah, you're right, Zach. Ronaldo and Messi were getting 50 plus, not 30 plus. That's a bit disrespectful to them. I was thinking Crystal Palace at home, yeah, that's a win. I was ticking that off. Yeah, Palace at home will beat them. The closer we've got to this game, I'm more nervous about it. Do I think Arsenal will win today? I do think we will win. But do I think it's a tough game? I do. I really think it's a tough game because the way Crystal Palace counter-attack, they look a little bit more fluid under Patrick Vieira. Vieira will have a big point to prove because deep down, Patrick Vieira will be thinking, I want to be considered for this job if this job ever becomes available. And he will have a point to prove. He will have a point to prove. Now, I said tonight, when Vieira comes out of that tunnel, I hope the whole of that stadium applauds him. For me, the best midfielder I've ever seen play for Arsenal. He should have a statue outside the stadium, in my opinion. I think he's an absolute legend. One of the best captains I've ever seen for Arsenal. Amazing. I hope he gets a rapturous applause from the fans. But as soon as that final whistle goes, he is an op. He is an op. Let me tell you, I don't care how many games he played for us. As soon as that whistle goes, handle business, beat his team up, and then after the game, we can wave you on your way out of the ground. It's as simple as that, right? We have to win this game. Now, at the moment, we are 13th in the Premier League, which we know is nowhere near good enough. We know Arsenal have to do a lot better than that. Page 2 settings, nowhere near good enough. But the positive thing, people, looking onwards and upwards, we are 5 points off 4th. Only 5 points off 4th. A win tonight would put us up to 9th place, and we would only be 2 points off 4th. Now, it's very early in the season. It's not like being 4th now means that, you're in the top 4 race, but we've got to keep ourselves up there. Now, Man United dropped points again at the weekend. They were beaten by Leicester. We've got to just keep ourselves in the mix. I've said all season long, do I think Arsenal can get top 4? Probably not. But what Arsenal have to do is make sure that they're there. It's like in the 100-meter race. You're not likely to get 1, 2, or 3, but you keep yourself in 5th. And, maybe someone pulls their hamstring or they gets off to a bad start and you might nick the bronze medal. This is what we need to do. Maybe, United, City, Liverpool, Chelsea are better than us, which they are. But as I keep saying, people, that Ollie tax is real expensive. Marvu, just for your benefit, there you go. Marvu is becoming the ultimate Chelsea Arsenal troll in the comments. I see him on all the shows. He's always giving us a hard time, but I think deep down Marvu loves Arsenal a little bit. I reckon when he grew up, maybe he was a Thierry Henry fan or something, because he's always talking about us, man. He's proper trolling us all the time. Marvu, be honest, you loved Arsenal back in the day, innit? No, but listen, Arsenal, for me, this is a must-win game because, okay, it's all right me looking up the table and saying, if we win, we're only 2 points behind Brighton. And listen, if we win tonight, we're only a point. We're only a point behind Manchester United. And when you think about Manchester United's transfer window, Viva Ronaldo, all of that business, all of a sudden, point behind United. Bear in mind, people, Man United have not played City, Liverpool, Chelsea, or Tottenham, or Arsenal. We've played Chelsea, Man City, and Tottenham already. And I believe United play Liverpool and Man City in the next few weeks. So a victory would make it look like we haven't started the season too bad. So we have to make sure we win tonight, because on the flip side, as much as I'm saying, if we win tonight, we're only 3 points off this. The flip side of that, we're only 4 points ahead of Leeds, who are 4th from bottom. Only 3 points ahead of Watford, who've just sacked their manager. Only 3 points ahead of Southampton, who've only won 1 game at the start of the season. But I'm trying to be positive. I'm looking upwards. We want to get those teams in 4th. Brighton are currently 4th at the moment. So it's going to be a tricky game, but I believe we've got a good run of games coming up at the moment where we can win. We play Palace tonight. We play Villa. Villa are 12th. They've lost 4 games. Don't look quite as good. 3 defeats out of 5. We play Watford, who are near the bottom. Got battered by Liverpool at the weekend. Leicester will be tough. They got a good win over United, but they've been a little bit inconsistent. I believe Arsenal have to get at least 3 wins out of their next 4 games going into the next international break. And like you said, Paul, listen, the 5 goals in 7 games is nowhere near good enough. But tonight we need to turn that around. It's going to be a tricky game tonight. Big up Polymation. Hope you're well, my bro. Said big up Curtis. Big up to you. Chef Chris Big C, would you take Pogba at Arsenal? Absolutely. All day long I would take him at Arsenal, my friend. All day long. Imagine Partey next to Paul Pogba. United next few games are a madness. I mean, I saw a picture and somebody was like, listen, Ollie's not going to survive this fixture list. Let me get that up. I wanted to get that up, actually, because I saw they had some awful games coming up. So Man United's next few games, people, they've got they play Atlanta in the Champions League. And then they play. Oh my days! Do you know what? Let me share the screen. Let me see. I doubt Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will be their manager for too much longer. Looking at this, their fixture list is horrendous. So this is United's next few games. Let me zoom in. They play Atlanta on Wednesday. They play Liverpool on Sunday. The following week they play Tottenham away, Atlanta away, and then Man City at home going into the international break. I'll be surprised if he's their manager going into that international break. I'm telling you now, Ollie, they're writing up that P45 as we speak. They're typing it up. They're saying, listen, man, he's a few weeks away from getting that brown envelope, and it ain't the ones Raul Sanelli gives out. You know, Atlanta, maybe they win that. Liverpool, can't see them winning that. Tottenham, I mean, they got a good record at Tottenham. City, I don't think they'll win. There's 2 or 3 defeats in there with Ollie as manager. Let's be serious. You know, he's getting sacked in the next 3 or 4 weeks. Fran said 1 win for Ollie, then he's ghost. Listen, they'll be making the call now. Conte or Zidane. It's one of those 2 is going to United. It's a fact. I think they should go for Zidane personally, just because of the connections to Ronaldo and Varane, the style of football. I would go for Zidane. I think they'll probably go for Conte. There's a lot of rumours that Zidane doesn't even want to manage for a little while. But when they offer him that bag, he might change his mind. But yeah, I don't see Ollie surviving that run there, mate. It'll be gone by the next international break, in my opinion. P45 settings, Rochelle, I'm telling you. Ollie's going to be bold by November. Yeah, he can't smile for too much longer. Man's getting sacked in 4K. Saeed been quiet recently. He had a bit of a meltdown at the weekend, man. The squeaky voice Saeed came back. The Twanzebe, that one, you know what I mean? Cronke out said, just joined the stream, update me. Now, we just looked over Guendouzi, man of the match last night. Jovic being targeted as a Lacazette replacement. And yeah, we're up to this. We're just looking ahead. But yeah, forget about them. Ollie tax is real expensive, as I keep saying, people. Green Gooner says, big up, Big C. Hope you're keeping well. Massive congrats on the award. Always keeping it real. Buzzing for the game tonight. Do you think Pepe plays? I don't think Pepe plays. I would play him, but I don't think he plays. We're going to actually have a look at a predicted lineup and what lineup we would give shortly. Big up Green Gooner, man. You've been a great support as well. Over 1,300 of you in the chat. Make sure you smash the like button. Can we hit 1,000 likes? Big game tonight, people. I'll be live from 7:20 tonight. Arsenal against Crystal Palace. Hallelujah. International football is over. And we still had to put up with a whole weekend of no Arsenal, you know. And don't forget, people, Arsenal play on Friday night against Aston Villa. So our games this week are quite quick. And then the following Tuesday, we play Leeds in the Carabao Cup. So we've got 3 games in 10 days, which is good. I want to see Arsenal games, man. Big up Buenos Aires. Guna said, what's up, Curtis, bro? Hope all is well. Sorry I'm late. No worries, bro. Mickey Mouse Saeed. Yeah, I'm telling you, he sounds like he's been put on fast forward, man. And the voice starts squeaking. I love it, man. I love it. Twanzebe. You know what I mean? Yeah, Sancho. I bet Man United fans can't wait for him to sign because, to be honest, I haven't seen him all season. They don't mind slandering Pepe when he has a few bad games. But Sancho, 72 million. Apparently the best English winger, and he destroyed Bundesliga. Not quite looking the same player. Looks like Nathan Redmond in the Premier League. Do you know what I'm saying? But we'll have to see. That Saeed rant, well, yeah, I love it. I love seeing Saeed do the meltdowns, man. People, let's pick our team for this evening. What we'll do, we'll discuss our team, and we'll look at what Mikel Arteta will pick. Omar said Sancho will be presented next week. Yeah, I think so. I don't think he's arrived in England yet. I think he's still on loan at Dortmund because I haven't seen Jadon Sancho all season, to be honest. But they don't like talking about that. This is the team. We'll go with the team that... All right, I'll give you the team that I would pick, and I want your comments. Why am I writing Leno? Geez, it's been a long time. You know what? I'm so used to writing Leno after all these months. Man called him Bumcho. Gambian Guna, put some respect on Redmond. He scored this weekend. Yeah, to be fair, he's probably not even as good as Redmond, to be honest. I don't know who I could call him. Jadon Scamcho. I can't even call him Townsend. Townsend scoring rockets. Sancho needs to pay his Ollie tax. He ain't paid his tax, I'm telling you. You can be a beast in the German league, my friend. You can't be a team here. You can't just be a beast here. You have to prove yourself. Let's pick the team that I would pick. Listen, the back 4 and the goalkeeper picks itself. Let's be honest. We don't change that. That is something positive. We do have some consistency now. in that back line. Although Ben White, remember, Ben White's going to be under a bit of pressure today, after telling everyone he doesn't watch football. Because any mistake that he makes tonight, people are going to go, boy, you don't even watch football. And I believe Patrick Vieira has had something to say about that as well. I'm going to try and get that up. Vieira's had something to say about Ben White's comments, saying that he doesn't watch football. Yeah, I'll try. Do you know what? I found it. I'll get that up after this. The back four and goalkeeper picks itself. So we got Ramsdale in goal, Tomiyasu right back, Tierney at left back. I have to say this, people. In my opinion, I think Tomiyasu will have his hardest game in the Premier League so far tonight. Now, a lot of you will be thinking, yeah, but the other week he played against Heung-min Son. And now, don't get me wrong. Son is better than Wilfried Zaha. But Wilfried Zaha is so direct when he gets the ball. And obviously, he's very tricky, very skillful. He will give Tomiyasu a tough time tonight. This will be Tomiyasu's biggest test, believe me. Son cuts inside a lot. He drifts into central areas. Sometimes you don't even play up against him. Zaha will hug the touchline and try and rip him up. You'll see step overs. It'll look like he's Michael Jackson moonwalking to Tomiyasu, mate. He has got a big game in store tonight. If Tomiyasu pockets him, then I'll be like, you know what? You're proper. But remember last game, he had a tough game against Cucurella against Brighton. So he's going to have a big test. I shouldn't be calling him Ben White, apparently, because in an interview, he said he likes to be called Benjamin White, which is his real name. So I will refer to him as Benjamin White. No, we're not really, people. We do what we want on this channel. Ben White, you better fix up tonight. You better make sure you don't get ripped apart, or you better start watching Match of the Day, my friend. Yeah, because Saliba's out there doing bits. We paid 50 million for you. I want results. Yeah, we're going to get him highlights of all of Arsenal's history. If Benjamin doesn't turn up tonight, we're sending him Patrick Vieira's compilations galore. Go and watch your football team, my friend. Dear me. Benny Hill, they're calling him. Benjamin Bunting. Benjamin, he better fix up today, because I'm telling you, I won't be calling him Benjamin for too long if he comes out and tells us he don't watch Arsenal or watch football. Marvel said Curtis heard Mary's starting tonight. Saw on Twitter. No chance, my friend. Absolute no chance. Benjamin Billy White. Don't tell me his name's Billy. Is his middle name Billy? Let me get it up. Benjamin, but it can't be, surely. It could be, actually. Benjamin William White. Yeah, Billy White, people. Billy White. He don't watch Arsenal. He knows nothing about us, but he signed for us, DJ Sweet said Zaha is a gooner. Remember that. Listen, it's the conversation. We've had the conversation so many times. We've had it so many times. Let's be honest. We signed the wrong Ivory Coast winger. I don't want to get too much more into it than that. We signed the wrong Ivory Coast winger. Yeah, and I'm not talking about Gervinho from 8-9 years ago. I'm talking about Pepe and Zaha. It's a fact. We should have signed Zaha. But it was the money, wasn't it? They didn't want to pay the money up front. Billy White, people. Billy White. Yo, people, don't get me started, don't get me slandering Benjamin Willie White. Yo, big game for Ben tonight, I'm telling you, big game. He said he don't watch football. Let's hope he knows how to defend, man. Jeez, if he makes a mistake tonight, there's going to be meltdowns. Oh, dear me. Right, let's pick the rest of the team. Man said silly Billy. I would still go with Lokonga. I'm not sure if Mikel Arteta is going to, but I would. I just felt last time the partnership with Partey didn't work, and the reason is, every time Tierney bombed on, Lokonga had to drop into here and do what Granit Xhaka did. And I don't think he can do it. Or he didn't look like he knew how to do it. Is he going to get overly cautious? Remember, El Nene's back from injury. Now, I wouldn't pick El Nene. I'm letting you know this. This is the team that I would pick. But he does like El Nene, so it wouldn't surprise me if he went for El Nene over Sambi Lokonga. Be prepared to see that one. But I would definitely go Lokonga. Fran said, sounds like the old soul singer. Billy White settings, man. I'm telling you. Big Benny Hill, he better turn up tonight. Big up John Layat said they'll call him Ben 10 if he has a stinker. I'm telling you. Benny Blanco from the Bronx, people. Carlito's way settings, you know. Attacking front. We'll get to the front three. Yeah, big up Fran always. Big up Fran. Fran, you haven't let us know, bro. If you're doing a show in the day, let me know. On any incoming, I could see it happening. I could see it. For me, this is where I would make a couple of changes tonight, people. Emile Smith-Rowe in the 10. For me, said many times that the Smith-Rowe Odegaard in the front three is not something I like seeing on a regular basis. I think it's something you can pick and choose for certain games. It's not the one for me on a regular basis. Now, one thing that Palace have got is pace. Pace. They will hit us on the counter-attack. Eze's been training. I'm not sure if he's available, but he is a problem if he's playing. Zaha, we already know what he's about. They've got Odson Edouard, a player that, we were linked with. So we'll have to see. But I think we're going to need a bit more pace and to be a bit more dynamic. So, yeah, for me, I wouldn't play Odegaard. Some of you calling him Nodegaard, Frodegaard. Fran said just to watch along tonight, brother. No worries, bro. No worries. So for me, Odegaard dropped. Now, I would do this tonight, people. I would bring him back in and I would play him on the left. The only reason I'm not picking Martinelli there is because there was rumours he had a little knock. Apparently, he is back in training, but he didn't train all week. So he's probably not fully fit. I would bring Nico Clark-Pepe back into the team. And I would play him on the left because Saka has looked better on the right. I think we need to hit them with pace. They come on to us, but we need to then spring on them. If you've got Odegaard and you've got Smith-Rowe and you've got Saka, all right, there's a bit of pace there, but it's not that quick. And you don't know what Aubameyang's going to turn up. So it's like, I don't know, but this is what I would be going with. I would be going with, I want us to be able to spring a counter-attack on them. That three there is more dynamic. I think Odegaard is also, not being disrespectful, he is probably the least physical out of these guys as well. And Crystal Palace are quite a strong team. You know, they've got Kouyate, they got Zaha, you know, they got some strong players in there. Milijevic, they're quite powerful. And I think Odegaard, when we're not on the ball, they would be able to impose themselves physically on him. Don Man said, we need man like Curtis in charge of Arsenal. Hey, if only, man. Pepe is better than Zaha. Not for me, but I respect your opinion to a point, but then it stops. Listen, I'm joking. No, a lot of people love Pepe. I like Pepe, but I still, I've said it from day one, so my opinion won't change. I think Zaha is better than him, and I think we should have signed Zaha ahead of Pepe, but I would still try with Pepe this season and get more out of him. DJ Sweet said, Curtis, it's not hating, but Odegaard is way too soft for this. Don't forget Gallagher, our boy, balling this season. He's been doing well for Palace. Gunedouzi said, harsh, Odegaard should play with ESR on the left. Thing for me, Gunedouzi against Palace, I just think we need to spring pace on them. You know, that Odegaard Smith-Rowe thing, man, I think it slows us down sometimes, Zaha is better suited to the Prem. Now, you can see I've left the striker option open at the moment because I'm in two minds. Let me tell you my problem here. Realistically, Lacazette probably deserves a chance ahead of Aubameyang, right? Aubameyang's come back with a Travis Scott haircut. We remember what happened last time he had that. He was all over the place. The problem you've got is it's hard to give up on Aubameyang because he's going to be at Arsenal next season. He's going to be on 300k next season. Lacazette's leaving on a free transfer. But he was so bad against Brighton. I think sometimes you've got to drop him to let him know that you can't get away with playing that bad. For me, our two worst players in that last game were Aubameyang and Martin Odegaard. They were dreadful. All right, I've made my decision, people. I'm going for Lacazette. I think we need to make a point. I think Lacazette's hold-up play allows us to hit them on the counter-attack. And you've got your Pepes, your Sakas, your runners. Smith Rowe always seems to link up better with Laka. I would give Lacazette a start tonight. Man, I'm saying Aubameyang, it's lit. Travis Scott settings, man, but he played football like Travis Scott the other day. Marvu, listen, do you know what? It's not even a case of turning on him. Sometimes you need tough love in life, people. You need tough love sometimes. You can't always be told, oh, yeah, it's all right. You know, a little pat on the back, it's okay. No. Sometimes you got to be told that's not good enough. This could be a point in history, Gunedouzi. I have dropped Aubameyang. I would drop him. He was shocking last game. He didn't even work hard enough. Didn't hold the ball up. Now, and this is another good point. I do think Aubameyang plays better at the Emirates. He's a bit of a homer in the sense that he plays better at home. Man said, I'm the loudest on the pitch. It's lit. Hope I'll make it out of here. Let's go. Oh, my days. He's got the Travis Scott haircut, people, but he's playing football like Travis Scott. I just think, mate, yo, Omar saying breaking news. Curtis turns against Aubameyang. More to come. You need to put the 4 dots after it. Listen. This is Arsenal Football Club, people. You know, I want the best for the club. The performance Aubameyang put in the last game was not acceptable. He was outstanding against Tottenham. You saw my celebrations. He was on the green screen. Against Brighton, he was dreadful. And I don't protect him when it comes to the player ratings. I think I gave him a 2 out of 10. Him and Odegaard, for me, were absolutely shocking in that game. And I would drop both of them. And I would give Lacazette a chance. He's fresh. I think his hold up, even against Brighton, we were a better team once he came on. And Aubameyang needs to know at the same time, you can't just play well and then disappear the week after. That's no good to a manager. The best players, a manager needs to know that he's going to get a certain level out of that player. This guy, I don't know what Aubameyang's turning up. We could get the real Aubameyang tonight and he could score 2 or 3. Or we could get Travis Scott. Headbameyang, you know what I mean? He could turn up with that headband, long hair. You know what I mean? He's put the extensions in. He's gone to Gabon, international duty. Come back with the extensions. I don't know what's going to happen. I would play Lacazette. I would give Lacazette an opportunity tonight. I think he's earned it. And Aubameyang, for me, just lacking consistency, man. And it's not easy for me to drop Aubameyang because I'm a big fan of him. But boy, that performance, man, I'm not letting him get away with that. I really didn't like it. But what would you do, people? Do you agree? Do you agree? I see it. Fan said drop his ass. Tell him to fix up. Let's get a pic of Aubameyang's weave. Rather play the dots than Aubameyang at the moment. Travis Scott settings, man. I'm telling you, man. I don't know what's going on. Lacazette is physical and he will link up. And also Palace are physical. Do you know what I mean? So I think Lacazette's hold up, bring in your Smith Rowe, bring in your Saka into play. Now, people, you can see the team on screen, right? You can see the team. That is the team that I would pick. That is the team that I would pick, right? I'm now going to pick the team that I think Arteta will pick because Arteta, in my opinion, those guys are coming out. I think he'll just go with that. And I think Oba will play. I think Travis Scott will play. The only one out of this whole team that I think is that one. It would not surprise me if he turned up with this guy in midfield. It really wouldn't because Lokonga struggled at times. I would play Lokonga and I hope he does. Started him last game. That is what I would expect Mikel Arteta to play. Nicolas Pepe, like you said, Fran, he's not even considering Pepe. Pepe, I doubt very much will start. Martinelli, no chance. The back 5 picks itself. Partey picks. Saka's picked. The others you can have a debate. I think he'll go with that. It would, like I said though, do not be surprised if Sambi Lokonga doesn't play and you see Mohamed El-Neni. I bet I'd be willing to put money on that attacking front 4. I'll be shocked if he drops Aubameyang or drops Odegaard. He will pick that team. And that team makes me nervous. Let me tell you that. That team makes me nervous because there's man there that can get bullied. Don Man said such soft youths at our club. There is some. Chris said, no, I can't be watching loanee over Sambi. Don't be surprised, my friend. Do not be surprised. Amsterdam, Thailand said, tomorrow, Ajax play Champions League against Dortmund. Please do a watch along for Ajax. First time, Kurtz. I've been watching your channel from 5K subs. Big up, bro. Do you know what? I will be doing Champions League watch alongs tomorrow and Wednesday. I'll have a look at the fixtures, actually. I haven't even lined them up properly yet. But yeah, I'll let you know. Marvu saying, Curtis, mark this comment. Mari will start tonight. If you get that right, Marvu, we'll be bigging you up in the comments. Don't worry about it. I hope you're wrong, of course. But I think this will be the team. Zoronez said, I'd drop Kieran Tierney for Tavares. Listen, I think he's close. I think he's close to getting dropped. But I don't think this manager would drop him. I think Tavares is getting to the point where he deserves an opportunity, because I think Tierney, out of this back four, has arguably been the worst defender since these guys have come in, which is surprising when Tierney was probably our best defender last year. But yeah, it's interesting. Prediction. Do you know what? I went for 2-1. 2-1 to Arsenal. 2-1 is almost like the score that you predict when you hope your team's going to win, but you're not really too sure whether they're going to win. That is my prediction. I can see us conceding. I can see us scoring. I'm just hoping we score more than them, kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? I think 2-1. I think 2-1, people. Give me your early predictions. Obviously, tonight when we do the watch along, did I say? Nah, surely I didn't say 2. People saying I said 2-0 on Torgi's cheat. Surely I said 2-1. I'm going to double check that, Omar. I know Laurie said 2-all. I thought I said 2-1. If I did, then apologies. I would have never said clean sheet. Big up to Gio. I hope you're well, my bro. Long time I ain't seen you. Big up, Curtis, and congrats on your reward. Well deserved. Can't wait to see the channel hit a milli. Arteta out. Arsenal fans deserve better. There is nothing in that comment that I disagree with. Can't wait to hit a mil in the future, God willing. Arteta out. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm in support, but I don't think he's the right one. And Arsenal fans do deserve better, let me tell you. Let's get some of your predictions. Lil said 3-1. Jamal said 3-1. I'm just going to check. Someone else is saying I said 2-0. I'm almost sure that I didn't. But if I did, I definitely didn't mean to say that, because not often do I think Arsenal are going to keep a clean sheet. Let me tell you that. Especially against Palace with Zaha. ZJ said 3-2 to Palace. Easy 2-0. Wow. I just can't see it being easy. 1-1 said Value. Gunedouzi 1-0 Palace. I have a bad feeling. A scrappy 1-0 victory, said Kyle McGovern. Let me get this score prediction. You lot have thrown me off track here. Surely I would have gone for an Arsenal 2-1. Why would I have thought clean sheet? No, we'll get it up later. Forget it. I'm not going to do that. Big C did a tie prediction. Yo, I'm telling you. Buenos Aires says 1-1. I think the general consensus is not everyone is confident. See a lot of people saying it's going to be a snore fest, 1-1, a draw, 2-0 to Palace. Confidence is not overly high. See, why my confidence is not so high is because I'm not sure whether he's going to pick the right team. And that's where the problems come from, you know. You never know with this manager and the sort of lineup he's going to pick. Before we round up, people, let me quickly go on to this comments of Vieira, where he's talking about Ben White and Ben White's comments regarding not really watching football and not knowing much about Arsenal. Vieira said, Vieira on Ben White, he said, watching games shows the passion and love you have. Thierry would watch any kind of game in any league in any country. He knew everything about the game. I played with Cesc Fabregas, and the Spanish players watched games every day. And that's all. Oh, no, there is a thread. Let me see the thread. What else does he say? Let me just see what else he says. He goes on to say, it's a different culture here in England. Not better, not worse. But in France or Spain, players watch football. Also Italy, where I played as well. Billy White, mate, the man don't watch football, so he better play well tonight. Because I'm telling you, if Benny White don't play well, he's going to be getting slandered. I'm telling you that for certain. Vieira basically thinks Ben White's crap. No, really, I'm joking. He doesn't say that anywhere, but he's clearly throwing sly little digs in the ribs, them little punches in the ribs. But I'm telling you, Ben White, mate, if you don't watch football, you better perform like somebody that knows how to play football. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? So listen, nothing too major, but Benjamin Billy White, people. Benjamin Billy. I'm calling him Billy from now on. You've set me off now. Big Bill. Big Billy, man. Billy White. Seaside Mustafi, they're calling him. I don't like that one. That's harsh, man. They say he looks like he's in Towie out of Essex, sunbeds and all that. But Billy White, big game for him tonight. And Vieira's return to Arsenal. People, I am out of here. I've been in here for just over an hour. 1,400 of you in the chat. Make sure you like the video. Subscribe if you haven't already. Don't forget, 7:20 tonight, UK time. Arsenal against Crystal Palace watch-along. And I'll be doing a giveaway on Friday's watch-along against Aston Villa as well, as a little thank you to everyone who's supported in helping the channel win the Football Content Awards. Enjoy the rest of your Monday. Before, I used to say to Arsenal, please don't ruin our weekend. All I've got to say to Arsenal, please don't ruin our week. Yeah, it's even longer now. We got to go if you spoil things. Billy White, make sure you perform tonight. That's all I'm saying. 7:20 tonight, people. Join me for the watch along. Enjoy the rest of your Monday. Until later, I will see you soon. Bless.